American, and I am a native New Yorker, if you can put those two things together. So one of the things that happens out here is the questions that are, I think, rooted in curiosity, but they feel a bit othering. And so I call them the gatekeeper questions. You know, where are you from? Is this your first time here? How'd you find out about us? How long have you been here? How long are you staying? Like, it feels like they're taking notes to decide what their next decisions will be. And, you know, answering those questions over and over, everywhere I go, it starts to feel like when you're a kid and you break your arm and you have to say how you broke it over and over and over again, the story gets less interesting to you, but it remains the curiosity for the other person. And I think that there's a way to welcome people and give them the space to define themselves and orient themselves however feels good for them and will give them a fuller sense rather than, you know, these kind of dates and locations. These are all closed questions. And as a scientist, I like open-ended questions. I'm a qualitative person. So I had a dream about John Brown, and we had a conversation. His voice is amazing. And it was it was really moving. Like in the dream, he was showing me photos that had been lost to history, and I woke up with the feeling of the picture in my hand. And later that week, I went to E-Town and had a bizarre experience. And I want to give a shout out to Double XL and Lil P. They really tried to welcome me, but it was a massive, strange othering in their own way, and they're trying to welcome me. And then other places that I went to, they didn't seem too happy. They didn't seem too happy. Although the cashier at Tops was really lovely. So I imagined a conversation with John Brown. I was like, through time and space, how would John receive me? What would he do? And so I envisioned a quantum entanglement of the abolitionist kind. So John in, let's say, 1856, there are people who know the dates of his whereabouts better than I, and me on the same day in 2024, and I imagined a conversation. So John Brown saved me from my bizarre and uncomfortable experiences in E-Town, shout out to Double XL, or I'll be back with reinforcements to help the kids, because E-Town, y'all need help. That's the name of this. So just give me one moment to cue it up. Oh, it's not gonna work.
Does that surprise you?
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is John Brown. I'm from North Elba in Lake Placid region, where I know many of the fine people of Timbuktu. I have not yet had the opportunity to meet you. Are you connected with any of the land grant families? Or are you new to the area? Either way, may I offer you any assistance with your errands here in Elizabethtown?
Frankly, I am awed by and grateful for this introduction that asks nothing of me except if I need or have support in the area. I immediately decided to trust him and share. My name is Shondell Fraser, and I'm from the Bronx in New York City. I'm not a part of a grantee family, but I have traveled to the Adirondacks many times. This is, however, my first visit to E-Town. When I was a kid, we used to call faraway places Timbuktu, but I didn't know that it was a real place until I visited Lake Placid just a couple of years ago. As for your generous offer, I would definitely appreciate it. I need to pick up some items for my mentor stay at Cray Garden, just up the road. Do you know it?
Yes, of course I know Cray Garden. Michelle is a dynamic. She is known for choosing great people. Our young farmer, Emma, makes very wise decisions. Teresa in the farm store is the most engaging and knowledgeable proprietor in this area. And Jeremiah is an even-tempered man that I am always pleased to encounter.
Ah, so you know about Cray Garden. Those assessments are helpful as I get to know everyone. Can you tell me about E-Town? My experience has been off-putting thus far.
Well, you know, there are not a lot of Black people who come to E-Town, though a few do live nearby. So I would imagine that there may be some people who either don't know how to interact with you because of some idea in their mind, or just prefer not to for the same reason. How about I come with you to the stores that you need to visit? and I can make introductions and facilitate what might otherwise be unpleasant or strained interactions. I can also point out the best places for you to go in the future. People know me here, so I can offer you the shelter of my reputation in Elizabethtown and any other places you might need to visit while you are in the Adirondacks. I can also introduce you to friends of mine who will be willing to do the same.
Thank you so much, Mr. Brown. I can't thank you enough for this kindness, your time, and your consideration. I definitely want to take you up on your offer.
As a matter of fact, I would also like to invite you to meet my friend Harriet Tubman, who you may have heard of. She'll be staying at my homestead from July to September. If you come visit my farm, I'll introduce you to her, my family, and our abolitionist compatriots at a celebration on July 5th. We will have a bell choir, a book reading, and some food and drink inspired by Harriet's own business ventures. It will be a family-friendly gathering of all ages. My dear friend Martha Swan created the idea. I'll definitely introduce you to her. She is a powerhouse.
Wow, that is so generous of you. I would love to meet your friend Harriet Tubman, Martha Swan, and your family and compatriots. And thank you for the warm welcome and the offer to assist me here in E-Town. You've made all the difference in my experience of feeling like an unwanted outsider today.
No thanks are needed, Miss Fraser. We can take the time needed to gather your items. I am most patient, as farmers tend to be, since nothing natural can be rushed and healthy. It's my pleasure to assist you, and I'm glad that I was here to welcome you.
I didn't realize that you were a farmer, Mr. Brown. I'm an environmental psychologist, a farmer or a cultivator of people in my own way. And it's true for people too, that growth, maturation, and transformation cannot be rushed. I wish there was an organic, locally sourced fertilizer for the minds of people so that your efforts on my behalf would not be necessary, just simply welcomed as a kindness rather than something of a necessity.
I agree, Sister Shondell, if I may call you that.
Yes, you definitely may.
Great, I agree wholeheartedly. And I have dedicated my life and my family's life to upholding that very cause, to set right the hearts and minds of men who cherish a vile and evil system. I have pledged to see the fight through to its end, or to my end, whichever God deems fit to come first.
I'm no fortune teller, but I would imagine your life, however long, will be lived to the measure of consideration and integrity that you've shown me already. And whenever you do meet your maker, I hope that your name, efforts, cause, and bravery be remembered for all time, for as long as the people need a reminder of courage and compassion in equal measure to action.
Amen, Sister Shondell.
Ashe, Brother John. So which store should we go to first? Sister Shondell and Brother John Brown continue on their way to the discount store since she would need enough mosquito coils to last a month. Because this season is terrible with mosquitoes and black flies. This gracious welcome is why when John Brown calls, I answer.
So that last line. My thanks to John Brown for making an appearance in the 21st century. So actually, the day after my experience, and Double XL is a person, and Lil Pete is a person, and they were screaming at me across the parking lot at Tops, you know, welcoming me and liking my haircut, but it was a lot. It was a lot. And and so when I came back, I went to the store and I was like, I'm never going back to E-Town. Keen for everything, like just done. And the next day, I was approached by Lori House,